I worked on as an organizer, worked with several different families and individuals who were on death row, going back, for a couple decades. And I want to know, like, from you, like, here it is, the state is talking about, an expiration date. I mean, it must be, I mean, for us, it's insane, because for us, we feel like it's another act of terror, because it's like, okay, boom, on this date, we plan on taking your life. How have you been able to cope, and like, you just said one of your biggest fears was, you know um your daughter just being out there. Yes. Talk to us about that, man. And also, if you don't mind, like, you know the situation itself, like, what's your feelings towards it at this age, regardless of what the outcome is?
Yeah. Well, first of all, being in this situation, I don't think nobody can know the time and exact date that they'll die, So
Right.
to be able to count, like I said, when I got this death warrant, August 24th, so immediately I counted 97 days that, and on the calendar I got each day down, leading up, and on November 29th I got X day. That's what I got on there. So to count that down and to know that one day I'm gonna be like, dang, I got 1 day to live. I got 2 hours to live. That's kind of like that's terrifying. Like you said, that's an act of terror in so many ways. So it's the hardest thing to cope with, and then it's the uncertainty too. Will I get clemency? Will something else happen, or will it actually go through? Of course, I don't want this to go through. So at the same time, I don't like to be worried. I don't like to have to worry about things. Luckily, I got a lot of friends that I can call, and we go places and take my mind off of it. But when I ain't talking to them, and we in that time, I'm just sitting here looking at these 4 walls, and it's starting to close in. It's like it's the most mental debilitating thing, that you can go through. And
Right.
the situation is it messes me up.
Right.
How, if you don't mind my asking, how do you, or do you find comfort in spirituality or any of the faiths?
Dr. James said,
Yes, I pray a lot, and I say let go and let God. So I'm trying to be strong enough to do that, but it's always gonna be that worry. I pray. I got people pray. I try to manifest, and but it's hard for me because I'm a realist. Like, it's hard to be me not to see what's in front of me. I can daydream all day. That's one of my go-to things. I always be like, if I can't have the life I want to, in reality, I have the life I want to in my head. So that's the place I go to try to, get out of my head. But, it's, kind of hard to verbalize. So.
Right. We know you have, you gotta go, but if there was any words or advice that you would have for, youngsters coming up right now, you know what I'm saying, for young brothers and sisters that's out here right now that's trying to make a way, and they have similar conditions and circumstances, what would you say if you could speak to them now?
First off, man, don't let your situation define you. I always try to think outside of your situation, And I tell my little brothers, tell all the time, they have their kids, don't focus on one fast lane, expose your kids to more than one way of life. And people that out there, I guess, throwing rocks at the prison, you remember that term, I said, with me, my biggest mistake in life, I think, was just even carrying a gun, because when you carry a gun, you create opportunities to use it. And most of the time, you don't need to use it. So I would ask you to, get rid of that anyway. But my first, just have a desire to be better, better than what you got around you.
Right.
this ain't nowhere you want to be for real, you know. I know you come up here, you probably can deal with prison and stuff, but in the end, it's not, you know, you don't want to be here. You don't have to have somebody have to tell you what to do and, you know, tell you when to do this and you do that, and then be in here and always have to dream about out there when you out there, and you can just dream while you out there, you know.
Right on.
Right.
Well, definitely, Dr. James, you had anything you wanted to?
I just want to echo what you said, Kalonji, about people are here for Kevin and here for his family. And just from the zone of academia, we've been talking about your case at, Yale, Dartmouth, University, people know and they're learning more, and we plan to do more.
Okay.
So definitely, so just know, so and to translate that, just know that you're not riding alone, and we're not, and we're not just gonna sit back idly, just with our fingers crossed and saying that's a damn shame. You know what I mean? So just know that, and there's folks that are that's literally fighting on your behalf from the block to the boardroom.
And if I can say something, like anybody I'm very remorseful for my actions too,
Right.
I try to tell everybody all the time, like, this is nothing I plan to do, this is nothing I woke up with a desire to do, this is a situation that I couldn't really get a hold of. So.
Right.
Anybody that might be, have ill feelings or something like that, I want to apologize and tell you that first and foremost, like, I am very remorseful.
Right.
We know that. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you that, but sometimes, man, it's evident. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any foregone conclusions or anything, but just from this convo, it's clear